Welcome to Wednesday's Financial News Review, presented by Centepex, a multi-award-winning Forex broker. Stay tuned as we bring you the latest financial news.
Tesla's stock price rose by 3.2% on Tuesday, closing at $268.46, as investors anticipated the release of first-quarter delivery data. The optimism was fueled by expectations of steady deliveries, despite challenges in key markets like Europe and China. The Australian stock market index traded at around $7,900 on Wednesday, building on the previous session's gains and tracking a positive lead from Wall Street, as investors awaited Donald Trump's reciprocal tariffs announcement. Gold rose above $3,120 per ounce on Wednesday, climbing back toward record levels reached in the previous session, driven by risk aversion as markets braced for additional U.S. tariffs that could escalate the global trade war. The euro dropped below the $1.08 mark, following reports that White House aides are proposing tariffs of around 20% on most U.S. imports, though no final decision has been made. Ether traded below $1,900 due to a combination of technical breakdowns and market-specific factors, including a failure to hold key support levels and increased liquidation of leveraged positions. Now let's review the major economic events of the day. At 12 p.m., Brazil to release the industrial production for February, following 0% in January. At 12:15 p.m., the employment change in the U.S. is expected to decrease, after reaching 77,000 workers in February. At 2 p.m., the U.S. will release figures for the factory orders of February, following 1.7% in January. Tomorrow's major economic events. At 12:30 a.m., Australia to release the balance of trade for February, following over $5 billion Australian dollars in January. At 12:30 p.m., the balance of trade in Canada is expected to decrease, after $4 billion Canadian dollars in January. At 2 p.m., the U.S. will release figures for the Services Purchasing Managers Index of March, following 53.5 in February.
And that's it for today's Market News Roundup, presented by Centepex. Thanks for joining us today, and be sure to tune in again tomorrow for more financial news.